Every person you meet is walking around in a state of invisible warfare. Look at any corporate meeting room. It is not a place of collaboration. It is a defensive trench. Everyone's ego is constantly under threat. They are hyper-defensive. Their psychological shields are always up, waiting for someone to criticize their work, undermine their authority, or expose their hidden incompetence. If you approach them with logic, facts, or criticism, you trigger their primal survival instinct. Their shields instantly harden. They will fight you to the death, sabotage your project, and destroy your reputation. Not because your idea is wrong, but simply to protect their fragile pride. You cannot win a war of egos. It is a massive waste of tactical energy. Dale Carnegie gave us the ultimate disarmament code. He wrote, "Begin with praise and honest appreciation." The average man reads this and feels disgusted. He thinks it is about being nice. He thinks it means being a sycophant, a weak people pleaser, or kissing the boss's ring. His own ego prevents him from using this tool. He chooses to be brutally honest, and he wonders why he is always exhausted. Fighting pointless battles and making enemies, the elite man operates on a completely different level. He understands that praise is not a sign of weakness. It is a weapon of control. Praise is a tactical suppressor. It is a psychological flashbang. When you give someone a highly specific, calculated compliment, you hack their neurochemistry. Their brain immediately releases a massive hit of dopamine. Their ego is instantly validated. And what happens when a human ego is fully satisfied? It gets lazy, the hostility drops. Their posture physically relaxes. They stop scanning for threats because you just chemically prove that you are an ally. You do not flatter them to make them like you. You flatter them to disarm them. You are putting their defense mechanisms to sleep so you can maneuver across the battlefield, position your troops, and execute your agenda completely undetected. Welcome to tactical flattery. But there is a fatal mistake that will get you killed on this battlefield. The amateur uses cheap flattery. He walks up to his boss and says, "Great presentation," or "You are a genius." This is a shotgun approach. It is loud, messy, and entirely ineffective. When you give a generic compliment, the target's psychological security system immediately triggers an alarm. They smell manipulation. Their ego raises its shield, and they think, "What does this guy want from me?" Cheap flattery makes you look weak and desperate. The elite man does not use a shotgun. He uses a sniper rifle to completely bypass the ego's security system. Your praise must be terrifyingly specific. It must target something they secretly pride themselves on, but that everyone else is too lazy to notice. Dale Carnegie wrote, "Be hearty in your approbation and lavish in your praise." But the dark translation of this is, be a tactical observer. If you meet a powerful CEO, do not compliment his wealth, his car, or his company's stock price. 1,000 peasants have already told him that today. He is completely numb to it. Instead, you use the sniper's compliment. You look him in the eye and praise the ruthless efficiency of how he restructured his supply chain last quarter. You compliment a specific, unpopular decision he made when the odds were against him. Watch what happens. The reaction is instantaneous. You just hit the exact coordinates of his vanity. His eyes will widen. You have proved that you are paying attention. He stops seeing you as a subordinate trying to steal his money. He suddenly sees you as a peer, a high-level operator who finally understands his hidden genius. The sniper's compliment does not just disarm the target. It makes them addicted to your presence. Even with the sniper's compliment, a highly paranoid target might still retain a microscopic level of suspicion. They might still wonder if you are playing a game. To completely bypass this final layer of security, the elite man uses an advanced ballistic technique, the indirect ricochet. You do not aim directly at the target. You aim at a wall, and you let the bullet bounce. In psychological warfare, this means praising the target behind their back. To a carefully selected third party, the amateur gossips. He talks trash behind people's backs, creating enemies he doesn't even know he has. The elite man weaponizes gossip. He finds the biggest talker in the office, the person who cannot keep a secret, and casually drops a highly specific compliment about the target. You say, "I was looking at John's quarterly report. The way he structured that data is brilliant." Nobody else in this company could have pulled that off. And then, you walk away. You know exactly what is going to happen. The third party will immediately run to John and deliver the payload for you. When John hears your praise from someone else, it bypasses every single defense mechanism in his brain. Why? Because human psychology dictates that we believe what people say when we are not in the room. John will think, he said it behind my back, so it must be his absolute, genuine truth. Zero friction. Total disarmament. You have planted a massive psychological anchor of loyalty in John's mind, and you did not even have to look him in the eye. You let the network do the hacking for you. The shields are down. The dopamine has been injected. The target now considers you an ally. Now you execute the checkmate. How do you make them do the heavy lifting for your agenda? You use the compliment trap. Dale Carnegie revealed the formula. Give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. The average man gives blunt orders, he says. I need this massive report finished by Friday. The target hears an order, their ego resents the authority, and they will do the bare minimum just to get by. The elite man does not give orders. He weaponizes the compliment. He locks the target into a psychological bind. You look them in the eye and say, I need you to take the lead on this project. I am giving it to you because you are the only person in this building with the ruthless attention to detail to actually pull it off. Nobody else can execute at your level. Checkmate. Look at what you just did. You have completely fused their ego to your objective. If they fail the task, they lose the elite identity you just handed them. They cannot give you a mediocre report now, because that would prove they are not the genius you said they were. They will work late. They will sweat. They will bleed to prove that your high opinion of them is mathematically correct. You did not force them to work hard. You trapped them in their own vanity, and they will thank you for the opportunity. Stop arguing with people. Stop fighting their ego. Feed it, drug it, and use it to build your empire. If you are ready to drop the shotgun and pick up the sniper rifle, type I wear the armor in the comments below. Welcome to the TEDUY Brotherhood. Subscribe to the channel, master the game, and stay cold.